Guess we're starting.
And now, another exciting episode of As the River Churns.
As the river churns, yes. Yes. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Glad you all are here today. You all didn't want to go outside in the 97,000 degree temperatures outside. You want to be in here today, right? So, now how many are you keeping track of the World Cup on your phone while you're watching the Churns today? Anybody watching the World Cup? Nah, okay.
Oh,
All right.
it's recorded. So.
It's being recorded.
Good.
There you
Smart.
go. Well, we got a special guest with us today, Tim Webster. Everybody know Tim, right?
Woo! Look at that.
I want to report that I was harassed and accosted by a resident on my way in
Yes.
today.
Which one?
It was Mary Adamson. I heard it.
How'd you guess?
I heard it.
Oh.
Well, it was very innocent, Tim. You know, you kind of set yourself up for that one at the front desk, I think.
Oh.
And she happened to hear it, and she's one thing about Mary, she's quick on her feet, so we know that. And so
Well, some things never change at River Landing.
yeah, and for all you that didn't hear that, he went up and said and showed his badge and said, you know, I thought somebody was going to be helping me with doing something for my badge and, you know, fixing up my badge. And Mary said, what, are they going to put hair on your badge for you or something?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. There you go.
I thought it was very clever, Mary, and very fast, that's for sure. So, well, Tim, we've got some special guests in the audience with us today, right?
Yes, we do. We do. And just to lead into that, just to let you all know, getting a little into the technical side of things, you all know we're governed by the North Carolina Department of Insurance, and they're really a proponent of you who have paid an entrance fee to live here. And one of the requirements is that we have at least 2 meetings a year with residents to share information. But they also like to make sure when we do that, that we at least have one, but we're fortunate, I think we have 2 and maybe a third coming, a board member from Contura. So I want to recognize, I believe we just have 2 at this point, but Catherine Cookie Billings is in the audience. Yes, Cookie is the vice chair of the Contura board, and she also heads up the strategic planning committee, and I'll share you a little snapshot of what's happening in that area a little later and so on. And she also serves on various other committees, but very instrumental in the leadership of the organization. We also have Tim Klontz. And Tim, on the board as well, he serves as the treasurer of Contura, so all the financial information and so on, he is the head of that as well. I believe both of them also serve on the Wellspring Foundation board, so there's a lot of different areas that they serve. But anyway, just pleased to have them here and everything. I can say this about all 15 Contura board members. They give so much time to the organization. They get a huge director fee of a meal every meeting when we have it in person. It might be a chicken breast and some salad and include dessert if they work really hard and so on. But in all seriousness, give a lot of time, and it's all on a volunteer basis. And the thing that I appreciate most about the board is they have your interest at heart in every single decision they make. You know, as they ask management, the question always is, how will this affect our residents? And so I really, really appreciate that. They have the mission of the organization at heart in everything they do. So thank you all for being here.
Let's give them a big hand. We're glad you. Thank you, Cookie and Tim. Appreciate you being here today. Tim, okay. We usually start out with a trivia question.
We do.
And Lisa's got the trivia question, but I think you get to show
the prize to
what
share
the prize
today.
is going to be today.
Yes. So Tim, what do we have for the prize?
Yeah, so for start off though, Lisa, after this meeting,
Yes.
you and I need to talk. Just as Cookie, vice chair of the board, walked into the room, she hands me a bottle of wine. I'm on the job here, and she handles me a bottle of wine. That may not work out too well for me.
That's true. And if it doesn't work out good for you, it's not going to work out good for me.
So no, for the trivia prize today, we have a bottle of wine that I cannot pronounce what it is.
Yeah, we did that on purpose, too.
I think Wiz Horner may be here somewhere. So it is Cavaliere d'Oro. Did I get that right or wrong?
Is it a red wine?
It's, oh, there we go. Thank you. Privavito? Puglia?
So we have a red wine today.
I'm sure it's fine, and if you get the trivia, you're going to enjoy it, all right?
Oh.
I don't drink wine, can you tell?
Making me a skid.
Oh. So we have a very special person that gave the question today. Sometimes I'll have residents give the question, sometimes from team members. But today, and they're here in the audience, future ROFs, and actually as of today, they are on the ready list, which means they're in line and waiting for that call, right?
Yep.
So we have the Caracostas here today. Can you two stand up or wave your hand for us?
There you are.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, want to recognize them. They, from day one when we started the River Churns, which was back in 2020, they have been followers of us, watching from afar. So they've been watching us on YouTube every time that we can put up the Churns show, and that's pretty impressive.
It is. Lisa, they said it's the greatest thing for trying to go to sleep at night. They put on our shows.
Are they eligible to win?
They are not.
Oh,
they are
okay.
not. Yes, yes. But Michael gave me a great question today, and actually a few for the future as well. But the one today, yes, so the phone number, before I repeat the question here, you're going to call Michelle, 336-389-4103. Okay, the question is, what is the Coca-Cola Company's best-selling product in Japan?
Oh, in Japan.
I think you're all going to have to Google this one. What is the Coca-Cola Company's best-selling product in Japan?
Is this a trick question?
It's not.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was surprised by the answer, though.
It might
were?
be Coke.
No, I don't think it's Coca-Cola. That'd be too,
So
too
it's
obvious.
not
Tim.
Coca-Cola.
I'm sure it's not.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, while we're waiting to see if we have
Okay.
a winner, let's go ahead and move on, Lisa.
Yes, yes. We have
Because
some.
we've got a lot on our agenda
We
today.
do. We do. So some project updates. Pavilion and Bocce Court.
Yes, Pavilion and Bocce Court. Yes.
It's
Good.
moving
So-
right along.
Good update.
Yeah,
Tom.
no, it's really good. So the drawings for the pavilion are done, and we have actually now put it out with 5 different construction companies to bid on the process. So I'm really kind of hoping that we can get the bids back here within the next 30 days, and I'm really kind of hoping that we get started sometime in September. That's kind of when we're looking to start.
Yep.
And so we'll see. We'll see how that works out. We'll have more information about that. But the
Right.
big thing right now to me was drawings are done
Right.
and
And
it's
getting
out
the
for
bids.
bid at this
Yeah.
point. So really excited about the pavilion.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a really nice add-on for us.
And the Bocce Court, relocating the Bocce Court will also be part of that project. So
Yeah, unfortunately, because of the land work that needs to be done,
Right.
the bocce court's going to have to go away for a little bit until we can relocate it.
Right,
But
right.
that'll all be part of that process, and
Yep.
we'll try and get that done as soon as we can. So.
Okay, hybrid elevators. Want to give an update on that. We mentioned this a few months ago that in our hybrids there is only one elevator, and when elevators go down, of course, that's not very convenient. It's very challenging for some folks to be able to do the stairs. So we've been looking at potential options to add an additional elevator. So our architect is going to present a possible option for us.
Yeah, so we're going to be presenting it to the hybrid folks to talk through
Yep.
that and kind of see if this is something that we want to pursue or not. But, you know, it can present a problem. I'm not going to talk about how the elevators have done over the last several months because I don't want to jinx things at this point, but the reality is we have had some real serious issues with those elevators, and so having a backup elevator, when you think about a resident that has to walk up 4 flights of steps, that's a lot to ask, and so we're going to look to see if we can remedy that.
See if there's an option.
Yeah.
Miss Nancy, renovations to her. So people that might not know, Miss Nancy's a bus. So just to clarify that.
I was hoping you were going to clarify that because I said, going, not everybody knows who Miss Nancy is. So.
One time I was talking about Miss Nancy in a staff meeting, and somebody finally said, "Are we talking about a person?" And I said, no. So Miss Nancy is our coach bus, so for folks that have not used her before. Last year we did the refurb on the outside. We do the new paint job, the new logo, all that good stuff. This year we're focusing on internal renovations, so we have an upholstery company that's going to reupholster seats, along the panels on the side of the bus, all those good things. So we're doing more internal refurb on that. And then we're also working with a company. We have a window that has been foggy on the one side. Unfortunately, they don't make this bus anymore, and they only made it for a couple years.
That's right.
So that's where our problem comes in, is trying to find some of those cosmetic parts for her. So we think we have a company now that is going to maybe be able to work with us and recreate the window for her. So we're hoping we can get that done as well this year. But Miss Nancy will have to be down for a little bit in order to get the seats recovered. So we will bring out every bus we have in order to transport you if we need to for big events. But just know there will be a little bit of downtime to be able to do that.
Well, and honestly, if you've been on Miss Nancy anytime recently, you know that we're past due for changing out the seating in there. So I'm really glad and excited that we're kind of moving forward with that. So it'll be really good.
Yep. We're going away from the blue confetti seats.
We are?
We are.
I see.
We
I
are.
like the blue confetti seats.
So
Change?
we're changing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Go figure, right?
Oh. Okay, before I say this next one, everybody be ready. Duke Energy light poles.
Have you all enjoyed the new poles that we've had out there? So you may remember on last month's show, I had just talked to the representative from Duke, and they said, we're going to be out there next week to change your poles.
Yep, they did.
And so I decided, beginning of this week, I was like, I probably need to get an update from them because I haven't heard from them. And so I reached out to our representative again, and I said, hey, I haven't heard anything. What do you think about the polls? And so I got a response back just about an hour ago, and it said, yeah, sorry about that. You know what? We're going to be out there next week. And I went,
I said, Tom, please don't say that today. We can't take it back again.
so maybe one of these days, one of these months, they really will come out that next week, I think. So
maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah. Okay, the golf course greens.
Yeah, they're. How many of you have been seeing the work that's been doing on the greens out there? They're moving really fast. It's really great to see that. Scooter's been very happy about how fast the process is going. Even though we started a few days late, we actually think that, and Scooter's going to kill me for saying this, but we think that we're actually going to finish a little sooner. So I probably just jinxed it, right? So
Just like Duke Power will be
Yeah, I
here
know,
next week,
right?
right?
it'll be done next week, right? No, it won't be done next week. But we are moving along very nicely on the reconstruction of the greens. And so, the big thing will come, the construction of the greens is a pretty set process. What really is going to take the time, and we're just going to have to see how long it takes us when we seed the greens and have them start really greening up. That's really going to be determined on how fast we can actually start using them again. But remember that once the construction part is over, we will reopen the golf course with temporary greens while we're waiting for the refresh greens to kind of really green up and get in. So we'll see. I mean, there's a chance maybe that we can actually be playing on the golf course by the end of the year with new greens and not be using temporary greens. So that'd be great. And for those of you that are golfers and have been part of any kind of country club, this is not unusual that courses go through this. It's something that's usually done every 20 to 25 years. We just waited 54 here to do that. That's all. But you know, it's a good thing to get done, and it'll be really good for our greens to have them refinished. So it's gonna be good.
Roof replacements, that still is going well up in Pleasance Village and a couple other areas. And of course, as we mentioned before, Pinehurst, we do have to redo that area, but we don't have a date set for that. So we'll let you all know that are affected in that area when that's coming. PTAR, we're continuing to renovate and retrofit up there to make that space usable for us. So that's continuing and going well.
Does everybody know what PTAR is?
Yeah, I think most of our residents do.
I see
but,
some shaking heads.
The ambulance
this way.
space that was at the corner of our property is now ours, and so, which is great. And so we're going to house our transportation team up there. At a minimum, this will be a transportation team. And
Yep.
we were just being honest. There was a little bit of concern of whether or not we could get Miss Nancy into one of the bays, because Miss Nancy sits up pretty high, y'all. And so
That's the bus again.
that's the bus again.
Yep.
Thank you for clarifying
You're
that, Lisa.
welcome.
Yes, it's very good that we did that.
Miss Nancy's about 11 feet tall.
Yep. And so we actually brought the bus up there, and it cleared by about that much. And so we were very happy about that. So, you know, keeping our buses and a lot of our transportation equipment, you know, indoors
Absolutely.
in the bays there
Yeah.
will help to prolong the life of
Absolutely.
this equipment. So
Yep.
it's going to be really great to have that.
Yep. Healthcare landscaping, hoping to start that soon as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping that like by this fall we're going to be starting on that as well. So we've got
And
a
that
plan
would be
for
in the
that.
front of the Muirfield area, Pebble Beach areas over to Wingfoot.
That's
so
right.
going around the rest of the horseshoe.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's going to be really nice, I think,
Yep.
when it's all said and done.
okay, I know we did the Sandy Ridge Road update last time because you'd gone to the meeting at Deep River.
Yeah, I've got a slide on that,
Okay.
so I'll
Okay.
talk about
So we'll
that
save that
then.
for there.
Yeah.
This Saturday, does anybody know what's happening this Saturday in the morning? Scholarship. So we have our employee scholarship ceremony. That starts at 10:30 this coming Saturday, and I believe we have 39 of our staff members. 40.
40.
Okay, 40 of our staff members are going to be receiving a scholarship to pursue the educational goals. So that's pretty amazing. And
It
if
is
you have
amazing.
not been to one of those ceremonies, it is amazing to come and see. So we hope as many of you can come out as possible and see our staff members, and most of them will bring family members.
Yeah.
It's a great way to get to know everybody.
Can I just chime in on
Yeah,
that
please.
one? Because this is something that's done at each of our communities, and just the way that you all share your love and support of the teammates, this is just another way, and it's been really overwhelming in the way that you all have supported the teammates and the scholarship programs. I get the opportunity to visit all the communities from time to time, and 'tis the season. We just had a program at Wellspring. They do something similar, but when I hear the teammates and how much it means to them, and just how they always talk about their community's family, and here at River Landing, it's the River Landing family, the Scotia family, the Wellspring family, but it's really neat, and in many cases, it's young folks, and you're paving the way for their future in what you do, and so just thank you for that support of these teammates that will receive these awards. It's been that season, and I've heard a lot of good accolades, and I'm like, don't thank me, make sure the residents know. So thank you for that support of these scholarship programs that we're able to provide for them.
Yeah, we have several new endowments that are kicking up from the scholarship program. It's been really great to see. And Tim, I'm not competitive at all, but I think we have more scholarship award recipients and raise more money towards to give away to our staff than any of the other communities. I'm not competitive, but I just
don't
want to
have
say
the
that.
information to confirm.
Yeah,
or
I know
verify
you wouldn't
that
say it
comment,
anyway,
Tom.
even if you knew. I know you well enough, but I know that it's the best. So, and it really is an amazing thing. I jest a little bit, but it really is great. And the program's gonna be just a tad bit different this year. We've done a little video of each one of the recipients this year, and so we're gonna show those at the actual ceremony this year. And so I think you all, if you come, you get a chance to see something a little bit different. It'll be fun. You'll get a chance to hear them talk. And they were Lisa, it was so funny. You know, they came for the scholarship committee met with all 40 of them, and you know, I asked every one of them, "Are you nervous about this?" And they went, "Not really. You know, I think that's, you know," and some of them were, some of them weren't. But then when they had to go in and do the video, they were frightened out of their
Yes.
minds doing this video. And you'll see it as part of it. Some of them are sitting in their chair and they're wiggling back and forth, and it's really cute. It's gonna be a good ceremony on
It's gonna be good.
Saturday.
Very
So.
good. Okay, a few more updates before we get to the trivia winner. Calling all athletes for the Kentura Olympics this fall. Athlete signups are now available down in the Wellness Center, and that's going to be available through July 24th, so please sign up for that. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. here in the multipurpose room, you can meet our pastry chef, Erica. So a lot of you have said, "Who's the pastry chef?" Well, she will be here, and she'll be doing a live cake demonstration and also available for you to ask her questions about her experiences and other things. So that should be good to have. Also tomorrow from 11:30 to 1:30, we have a representative from High Point Community Theater coming to River Landing to sell tickets for the 2026 and 2027 season. This Friday at 11, we also have representatives from the Greensboro Symphony Orchestra. They'll be here, give some behind-the-scenes look into the Greensboro Symphony, and also provide a little bit of a program and share the highlights for this next season as well for them. Also on Friday, starting at 2 o'clock, come meet, or no, it's 1 o'clock. We've
1 o'clock,
actually,
yeah,
we
1 o'clock.
switched the meet and greet now. It's from 1 to 3. And come meet our new chaplain, Mike Sowers. If you've not met him yet, or even if you have met him, please come and welcome him. I believe his wife, Sarah, will be here with him.
Yes, that's right.
So it'd be great if you all can come to that.
How many have met Mike already?
Wow.
A lot.
So.
Has he been here 2 weeks?
So he wants you to come so that he can start memorizing names, because he's probably
There you
very
go.
confused by now. So,
Oh, wow. Well, that was amazing.
yeah, I had a feeling that there was a lot of
Oh.
residents that met him already. So,
Let's see. Is Walt Pilcher in the audience?
Yeah, he's right
I think
there.
I saw him. Okay. So, Walt, I thought we'd do a little reminder for all writers. July 31st is the deadline for submitting entries in the Furl River Landing Creative Writing Competition, which is open to residents and staff. So make sure to turn your submissions in. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh. Okay, that's all I have for updates. Now, do
Yeah.
you want to do trivia?
let's do trivia. We
Let's
have a
see.
winner.
Oh, it was
We
somebody in
do.
the audience that won today.
Okay, good.
Okay. So what is the Coca-Cola Company's best-selling product in Japan?
Anybody know?
Anybody want to yell it out? Okay.
I heard it.
Coca-Cola's product is Georgia Coffee, a widely popular brand of ready-to-drink canned coffee. Introduced in 1975, it outperforms the namesake Coca-Cola soda in the country and is a staple in Japan's massive network of vending machines. So, Georgia Coffee. That was the answer. And the winner today is Nancy Knuckles.
Ah,
Congratulations.
We've talked a lot about Miss Nancy. It's appropriate
did.
that Miss Nancy wins.
Oh, would you like to deliver it to her, Tim?
Sure.
Okay.
I've always wondered who this Nancy was that they talk about.
don't get her to stand up, Tim. She's 11 foot tall. Okay?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
good.
just barely fit under the screen here. Congratulations.
Okay, if you can
Yeah.
give us a couple minutes here, we're going to transition. We'll bring the screen down here.
No, that's true. We don't want to be sitting under it. I got the clicker, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, so as you heard Tim say earlier, this is kind of a mid-year kind of update, and so I think it's great because Tim and I get to share the stage again, and Tim, you know, we do pretty good at this. You know, I mean, we've been doing this for almost 24 years together, so
Correct.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
long time.
Little yin and yang here.
So we're going to start out, and I'm going to do more of the update that I'm going to do. Obviously, is about River Landing, and then Tim, you're welcome to jump in if you want
Sure.
to. But Once I get through the river landing slides, which there's about 8 of them or so, I'll turn it over to Tim, and he can talk a little bit about Contura. So, anybody recognize that nice picture there? Yeah, and they sure are digging right around it, aren't they? Now, we have a variance for that. They shouldn't actually be touching it, but they're right up next to it, that's for sure, as they do the road conversion here. So, okay, I always like to start out a little bit with just a quick occupancy update. So as of today, we have 625 residents living on the campus. That's 445 total occupied homes on our campus out of 470, and that includes the healthcare center. So we are 95% occupied as of today. We have 181 couples. If you're a couple, raise your hand. Okay, that's a lot of couples. So have a lot of couples here. And because we have a lot of couples, you might be interested to know we're a little bit of an anomaly when it comes to the ratio of females to males. A lot of retirement communities, I'm just going to say it, the females wait till the males die and then they move in, you know. Here, fortunately, we can twist the arms a little bit better of the guys and they come in with the gals. And so, you know, we have about a 60 to 40% ratio in independent living. You can see what the numbers are as far as our occupancy as of today. Independent living's doing really well. We're doing really well in all of our areas, to be quite honest with you. You know, rehab, as you might guess, rehab fluctuates every day. So tomorrow it could be 16, the next day it could be 10. So it just kind of goes back and forth a little bit. Marketing and sales update. We have 14 unoccupied units at this point in independent living. All those units are sold and reserved, so 100%, and we're expecting all 14 to be moved in between now and October. We have 1,208 households on our wait list. 1,208. Last year at this time when we did this presentation, we had 981. We've actually added, let's see if my math is right, 227 households in a year. So you can see how many that is on the wait list versus how many on the actual ready list. And Tim, you might be happy to know this. We added 60 residents in the future in the last 2 weeks of June. And you know, Tim, I think you're going to explain that a little later. You know, and
Yes.
I don't know how that information got out, Tim. I had nothing to do with it. I promise, I had nothing to do with it. So.
Change of policy at Contura, and Tom's going to take every advantage of the remaining policy.
Well,
before the
I've
new
got to
one
help
gets
our residents
implemented.
out that have family members that want to come, Tim. So.
I'll explain.
Yeah,
a little
Tim will
bit.
explain that a little later. So how are we doing from a revenue and expense standpoint? Tim's going to talk a little bit more about this in his slides, but so far this year, for budget year 2026, we've been doing very well. We're $379,000 better than what we budgeted to be on the revenue side, and that's really because independent living has been very full, and our assisted living has been doing well as well. Skilled nursing, as you might guess, skilled nursing just kind of goes up and down. So we're not quite as good. We're a little down on the skilled nursing side, but not too far away from being at budget. Expenses are a little bit better than budget, $381,000. So, and that's due to savings and wages and benefits. And we had a one-time adjustment in our state unemployment taxes, which we got the benefit of, and that contributed to that. But as you can see, between the two, we're roughly 700 and what is that? 700, I can't do my math. 780,000, 760,000, 760,000 to the good. Oh, look, I have it right here. 761,000 to the good. So you know, I planned ahead, Tim. This is great, right? So, wow, $761,000 better than budget net operating income. These are just some of our key financial numbers. We have $100.2 million in cash and investments here at River Landing. Our foundation has, as you can see, $13.4 million in cash investments. And our outstanding debt continues to drop. And I tell you what, every time it does, I sleep a little better at night. I don't know about the rest of you. So, you know, Tim, at one time, we were 120 million?
120 million.
120 million at our top. So, as you can see, we've kind of cut that in half at this point. So, very exciting into our next expansion, right, Tim?
That's right.
Yes. Yeah, I know. You hear the groans. Okay. Just some other items of interest. We have our annual appeal going on right now, and I see Dick and Lou Witt. Dick and Lou, thank you for being our residents for that. look at this. We're just barely halfway through the year, and we've already got halfway to our goal already. See what a great job they're doing already at this point. So thank you for that. And as you know, that kind of kicks up a lot right towards the end of the year. Our Employee Appreciation Fund. Is Linda here? Linda's here. Linda's here. Stand up, Linda. Linda is a glutton for punishment. I'm just going to tell you. Because she did the Employee Appreciation Fund last year and volunteered to do it again this year. So, but she did such an amazing job last year. I don't know how you're going to beat last year's. I don't know how you're going to do it. Somebody help her. So, just a great job last year. As you know, our main campaign kind of starts in October, but you can give all year long if you'd like to. And really, you know, the amount of money you all raise for the staff Christmas gift is amazing. And every year I sit there and go, there's no way we can do more than we did the year before. And somehow every year we do a little bit more. It's just amazing to me. So,
Hey, before you move on,
Yeah.
can I give a little, share a little gratitude?
Yeah,
And this slide
please.
reminded me. Dick Witt, it's noted here for the annual appeal, but Dick also serves on the Contura Resident Advisory Board. And that's put in place so each community has a voice at the board level. There's always a report at the board meetings of this committee. And again, he is highly paid for his service. He gets to travel we rotate the meetings amongst the communities. And we don't even reimburse him his gas or anything, but he makes it to every meeting faithfully and contributes and shares what's going on at River Landing, if there's any challenges and so on. And it's really good input. Cookie, you've filled in and chaired that meeting before, but it's really good. And so really appreciate his service in doing that and representing you all very, very well.
very good, Dick. Let's give Dick a hand. Thank you for doing that.
The only complaints he ever makes are about Tom.
Well, you know, that's,
So the word is getting back. So you know, it's not deaf ears. You don't believe it?
good try, Tim. Okay, I think this is my last slide, but how many have noticed that the road is expanding out front? Anybody notice that at all? So yeah, so if you take a right out of our community especially and go down there, I mean, you all see they're going gangbusters on the expansion down there. So, so just for people that maybe don't know all of the details of what's going to be happening, but Sandy Ridge Road is expanding. It's going to be 4 lanes, 2 on each side with a median in between. The one great thing I love about this expansion is we are going to get a traffic light right at our guardhouse, which we need desperately, in my opinion. Anybody that tries to turn left out of our community, especially when it's a little bit darker outside or whatever, it's a little challenging and a little scary. And so one of the best things about this expansion to me is that we're going to get this light. As you all know, the construction started. Did go to a meeting. There were several residents that went with me at the meeting that they had. They had like a general information meeting about, I don't know, I guess that was a month ago, maybe a little longer ago. And they were telling us that our part of it, our phase, probably wouldn't start for another 6 months at earliest to maybe a year before they would get to us. Although it just seems like they're getting closer and closer every day. So I don't know if I actually believe it's going to take 6 months. And honestly, I just assume they start and get started and get done. So the sooner the better. When they start here in front, I'm going to try and get the NCDOT to come on out and actually do another presentation for you all, and they can talk through all of that. I've been working with our contact there trying to make sure that we get this set up, but that's coming. You know, up by the farmer's market, you all, if you've been out by the farmer's market on a Saturday, you know what the traffic is like. So they're going to have 2 lanes coming off of 40 on Sandy Ridge Road. There'll be 2 turning lanes that actually will turn into the farmer's market. Blythe Construction Company, I think you've all seen it. Their trucks are all over the place. They're the construction company that's doing the work. Duke Power continues to work on their stuff.
Except for our light poles.
Except for our light poles, yeah. Yeah, they got enough people here. You would think they could get the light poles done pretty quickly, but next week, right? Yeah, thank you, Jack. It's next week, so. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see and kind of, play it out. It hasn't been probably too terrible so far as, I know sometimes they do it one way and you have to kind of wait a couple minutes to kind of get by sometimes, but I imagine it's going to be a little bit dicier as they keep moving along. But I've been pretty impressed with the construction company and the efforts they've been making so far. I think in the end it's going to be a good thing for us to have the new road out there.
You've probably shared with them, this may be a little too deep for this, but as they do get closer, our berm, I just have to give the landscapers, when it was originally done 20 plus years ago, has really created a nice barrier between the road and the community and provides, it's a thing of beauty. It looks nice. Mm-hmm. It cuts down on the noise, and it really is a security thing too. But I have a feeling there's going to be some pretty significant intrusion there. And we negotiated, and DOT paid us for that right of way and coming in, and also monies to put it back when it's all said and done. And we do have that money in hand. We've escrowed it aside. It's invested because it's going to be 3-4 years before that happens. But just for you to know and not be surprised, because I think one day the bulldozers get up this way, and that berm will be cut into pretty significantly, and some of the beautiful landscape will go away. But we did work with Tom's Creek, who we've typically worked with, and got really good estimates, and DOT agreed with us, and so we will put it back.
Yeah, so maybe just another second or two on that. So as you know, with the road, there's a right-of-way which they purchase from us, and so we don't get that back. The right-of-way is theirs. That'll be part of the road. And then beyond that, there's a construction easement. And so what Tim's talking about with the berm is that's all under the construction easement. So while they're constructing the road, they're going to wipe all that out of there. But once they're done constructing the road, that all comes back to us, and that's when we can go ahead and rebuild the berm or do something that would hopefully kind of mirror what we have now.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. Tim, I think I'm to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So again, I've prepared, I think, 6 or 7 slides.
Hold on 1 second. I got a question.
I got a question. We own that other house, the one house that the state demolished.
Yeah.
Demolishing the other.
So I was trying to get the state to demolish the other one too. And this is, so if you look at the front of our property, the corner house was taken down, if you all remember that. The one next to it is ours, and we own that house. And so we were trying, we kind of fought with the DOT over that property and trying to get them to, we were trying to kind of get them to take that property so they could take the house down. And so it didn't work out that way. And so I didn't find that actually until the meeting that we went to. I asked that specific question. So it'll be something that we'll end up taking down ourselves. So, but that house is going to be coming down on that second house.
We did tell them as they're working on the road, if a bulldozer happens to back into it or whatnot, or if a construction worker throws a cigarette butt in there, it'd be okay with us. And so we'll see.
It'll burn quick, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so once again, I think it's good practice to just share with you overall about Contura, but then also it's required by the Department of Insurance. And some of the reporting requirements I think have been increased, and I don't want to belabor this today, but because I think I've been in front of you before to share about Aldersgate and some of their challenges that they had a couple years ago. I am pleased to report, I know the CEO, Givens Estates, the Asheville community is working with them, and things are improving for them, and I'm thankful for that because we'd never want to see a collapse of a retirement community. But so some of this is really required by Department of Insurance that we share this with you and have an opportunity for you to ask questions with board members in the room and so on. But most of this you're going to see is stuff you've seen before. It's just updated. So anyway, I'll just move through it, and a lot of it's financial. But what I thought I'd do, this is as of May 31st. This is our latest financial information at a high level. But on the left-hand column, you see we have Contura, and then the right-hand column is River Landing. And so just a reminder, we're a calendar year in now, 12/31, so this is 5 months of operations. But you can see as Contura, and I'll get into it later, what all Contura includes. I think mainly you're aware of the 5 life plan communities, but there's more than that. But through 5 months, you can see the total operating revenues is $70 million. Our total operating expenses, $60 million, almost $61 million. So from operations, we have a profit of $9.6 million, which is about 13.7%, okay? So that's a good margin in our business. Now, I have some manufacturing buddies, and they're like, how do you do that? You should be up around 20-25%. But in our field, probably a 6 to 8% is average, and you can see we're above that, which is a good thing. Then we have all kinds of non-operating accounting type entries that are required, amortization of your entrance fee, depreciation, and so on. That's about a net positive $12 million. So net income or bottom line is $21,871,000, okay? So very healthy Contura, strong, strength, and so on. Yes, Jack?
$3 million for River Landing and rolled into the $9 million for Contura.
Yeah, so the question is, you look at the River Landing column, under operating income, $3.417 million. That's rolled into Contura, and the answer is yes, that's correct. Yeah, I laid out River Landing separate. It's just a piece of Contura, if you will. So River Landing numbers, $17.4 million in operating revenues, $14 million in operating expenses, $3.4 million operating margin, which is 17.4%. And then when you have the non-operating revenues or expenses, in River Landing's case, it's 5.992 in operating revenues. You have $9.4 million. Well, this is maybe a little inflated for good reason. The stock market's been very good through 5 months, and so it has your market appreciation. Now, the only way we could realize that is if we got out of the market. We have no intention of doing that, but there's a lot of unrealized gains in those numbers.
Tim, my folks would know what EBITDA was. Who could tell Tim what EBITDA is? EBITDA, the earnings. See, Tim, they all know it. They all know it, Tim.
I know enough of them well enough. You have a lot of good, sharp business people, so they've worked with that all their lives. So those are the financials, but then we look at a few key ratios, and I've just given you a couple here. Debt service coverage ratio. This means that Contura could pay all its debts on a monthly basis 2.14 times. River Landing, 2.36. If we go to issue bonds, we need to have about a 1.4 minimum. So you can see we're way above the minimums. Our covenant is 1.2 times. So we're doing really well in that area. Days cash on hand, Tom, I'll use Tom's explanation. This means if we have enough cash and investments today, if you all did not pay your bill for, at Contura, we could survive for 495 days, a little over a year. At River Landing, several years here. This is one Tom's really proud of, 1,133.
I could retire in not many days, I think, so.
Yeah. A really key figure as you think about River Landing and all of the Contura communities is our cash to debt is 122%. So we have way more cash and investments than we do have debt. That's a good position to be in, right? We're not laden with debt. We have plenty, but we're in a good position, and you can see River Landing's in a really strong, and this goes back to what Tom mentioned earlier, 60-some million in debt, but the cash and investments and everything. So a lot of people ask me, does River Landing have enough in investment, or do we have too much? But with a community this large, when you start thinking about roofs, you start thinking about boilers, you start thinking about all the infrastructure. Elevators, yeah.
Who said that? Who
So,
said that?
Anyway, but again, strong ratios here.
So it looks like River Landing is carrying control.
It can look, no, it's a really good question because perceived, it can look that way.
I agree, Tim. It can look that way.
Yeah. So there's a point that, okay, going back, and I knew this might happen, and I knew Tom wouldn't help but egg it on, but you could say, yes, here it's 1/3 of the operating income. That's true.
Oh, I didn't
and
notice
so
that,
on.
Tim. I didn't notice that.
You probably planted this. But you look at the overall strength, and there's certain areas that others are a little stronger in and not so much.
Absolutely.
But the thing is we do stress tests on this and say, what if occupancy did go down? Or what if we had spending or inflation much higher than we budgeted for? What would it do? And the big thing is the sum of the whole is much stronger than any one of the pieces. There's no doubt River Landing's strong, but you want to be in that position should things come up. I'm probably saying too much. Tom, that's why Tom only invites me like twice a year. But we met a few weeks ago with some civil engineers thinking about how can we expand into the future. What might we do with the 60 acres just west of our developed property and so on. And it's going to take substantial funds, and you want to be in a position that you're just not relying on just debt to do that. And I think we're in that position.
Tim, we don't talk about that around here.
Oh.
Expansion, that's the bad word around here. We don't
Yes,
talk about
ma'am.
that.
Yeah, so the question was, is there any consideration or concern that we'll hit the end of the baby boomers in 2036? And do we have too much capacity? Have we overbuilt? Get that question a lot. And we look a lot at demographics. We work with a banking group that does a lot of research called Ziegler. They're a niche financer in senior living, and they run out population of the 70-plus population. And you'd think after the baby boomers, because you've heard, and probably a few of you all in here, or a lot of you all baby boomers in here now, that, oh, the baby boomers and this big, glut of folks and everything. Well, actually, the population of that 80-plus stays at this level and actually begins to rise a little bit, going out beyond 2036. There's a couple reasons for that. The population growth is just growing in the United States, period. And then we're living longer, healthier lives, and so on. Yeah, that's why you're here, and we're taking good care of you, and you're living longer. So, we do look at that, and that would be a concern. Why would you ever expand again? But, it shows that this will keep on going. Yes?
But you also have I would say, 5% of the economic wealth of the people that are moving here. The
Right.
really that move here.
Yeah, so,
Not the 1%. So you got to maintain that group to come here.
right. So comments about, and I think if I can paraphrase, we've maybe got the top 5% of income asset socioeconomic class here, which is true for the most part. But again, research has been done that continues and maybe even increases. Okay? So that was a concern because it used to be, say, oh, big problem coming in America. Baby boomers haven't saved. And that's being proven untrue. Baby boomers have and control the wealth, and that continues. Now, a lot of that, again, Stock market, it's been really good to us, hasn't it? Sure has. Housing, for those that aren't here already, and maybe those of you that sold your home, probably did pretty good. The housing has really escalated over the last 10 years and really always has. So those things look good for us. So, all right, I'm going to keep moving because I will take more questions as we move along. But again, good practice to share with you policy changes, and Department of Insurance wants to make sure you're informed as well. The biggest changes, or these changes, come in the sales and marketing area. Probably, well, they don't affect you because you're already residents and so on. But we have made the decision that in the past we've offered a 50% refundable entrance fee here at River Landing and a 90% refundable entrance fee. And we're going to discontinue those in 2027. Why? A couple of reasons. Number one, we have less than 5%, less than 3% that even take that option. And number two, quite frankly, it's not to River Landing's advantage. We have them poorly priced, and to do that, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So we're doing away with it. And we have a wait list of over 1,200 people here, and they primarily want our standard contract. And so we're going to do away with that contract.
Tim, just to clarify, anybody that has a 50 or 90%
It's
now,
honored.
so you're grandfathered in. We're not
Yeah.
taking those away from you.
Yeah, don't leave here and say, oh my gosh, I have the 90%. I was expecting a 90% refund. Trust me, the money's reserved on our balance sheet. You're good and everything. Now, we don't want you to collect on that anytime soon. Yeah. Okay. Also, again, this does not affect you. It affects the resident of the future. But right now, your contract, if you have a standard, we meaning Kentura, River Landing, earns that entrance fee over a 48-month period here at River Landing. It's the reason you see 47 months, that's at the Village at Brookwood, okay? We are changing that to 24 months. Why? It's a good financial practice to shorten that. And what we see is most people leave. Well, first of all, most people don't leave. They get here and love it and don't leave. Maybe have one example, somebody left and come back, but it's rare. It's rare.
We don't want to pack up and leave.
That's
No,
right.
I want you to pack up and leave.
But if it happens, it typically happens in the first 24 months. And so we're just shifting to 24 months for our communities. And then the last one, and this is what Tom was giving me a hard time about. As long as I've been in this business, 32 years, you could get on any of our communities' wait list for $1,200, $200 administrative fee, and $1,000 on the wait list. And if you came in, that $1,000 was credited against your entrance fee. Well, we just changed that effective July 1 to $3,200. So what kind of fees or anything you've bought in your life has stayed at the same price for 32 years? Nothing. Well, to serve those 1,200 on the wait list here at River Landing, it takes our team a lot of time and energy and cost. Who's paying for it? You are. So we went up on the fee to $3,200. $200 administrative fee, $3,000. Now, should you move in, the $3,000 still gets credited to your entrance fee. All right? If you don't, you lose $1,500, but you get refunded $1,500 if you don't move into River Landing. And we want incentive for you to come. We want serious prospects. Some people would put down $1,000 because it's like a $20 bill, and I'll just be on that list, and just in case something happens to me. We want people that are serious like you were. Yeah, like you.
I had no intention of coming when I put that $1,000.
Yeah, so you're one of those. But you changed your mind, and we're thankful you did. So So these are the major policy changes. You can see one happened July 1st and the other two will happen in 2027. And really, they're not a massive change or whatnot.
Nah.
And again, repeat, if you have a 50% or 90% out there, you're good. We're not coming to you to ask you to change it, or when your estate comes calling one day, we won't say, oh, sorry, we changed the policy. We have to honor your contract. Okay. Other things. Now this was one where Cookie, am I okay? I'm just going to share a little bit. I'm making an assumption, but the Contura strategic plan, you can see literally tomorrow we have a meeting and the strategic plan will be presented to the board. The strategic planning committee, Tim Klontz back here gives me a hard time, gives the committee a hard time. He's on it, but he said, we've been at this for about a year and a half. But we've got an excellent, in my opinion, strategic plan. A lot of hours by 7 board members that have been at it. Management team has been hard at it. But anyway, the 4 main areas are, believe it or not, we're a year and a half into the merger, but there's still some things we're working on as far as merger integration. The biggest one we've got left is the payroll system. We are on a like payroll system, but we have 2 different platforms. We're going to a totally different vendor, which will be good. I just sat in, they gave a high-level update on how that's going, and gosh, our team is working really hard on that. You've got folks in the payroll area at River Landing that are part of that, and it's really, really important, to pay our employees right and expeditiously every 2 weeks. So, but that's one of the bigger things. There's other things going on in merger integration, but a lot of work's already happened there. Growth. I think growth, I would say it's going to fall in 2 areas. It's growth at our existing operations, life plan communities primarily, and then what other opportunities are out there for growth. Our mission is to serve seniors, and I think we do it as good as anyone out there, and we should do more of that. There's a lot of seniors out there that need our support and services, and I'll share a little bit more about the communities and how we're doing that right now. But if there's growth opportunities that can be accretive to the organization and not erode significantly our financial strength, the board has said we want to hear about that, and we want to do our due diligence and see if that's something that we should add to the Contura family. Okay? And one thing I would say, I do hear this. I heard you even say when I said something about we talked about potential expansion with a civil engineer. That's the really early stages at River Landing. I heard a little groan. That's pretty typical because I bet if I took a poll, is River Landing the perfect size right now? Should we grow and get bigger? Nobody wants to do that. When we built River Landing 24 years ago, it was less than 400 residents. Tom just reported it was 625. Those people back then at under 400 said it was perfect. You all just say it's perfect. The challenge for management is, as we grow, make sure that you have the services, the support, and can continue the River Landing family as you've seen it. But if I was to go to Wellspring this afternoon and say we're going to add 100 people to this community, they'd go, oh, but all of our communities have grown their whole existence. That's what, if you're not growing, you're dying, quite frankly. And so it's important. Workforce, to me, one of the biggest challenges here, because you talk about demographics and the baby boomers and what's going to happen. Well, it's no doubt workforce is doing this already. And that's really, really concerning. When I just said we want to serve more seniors, right? But the workforce is going down. So we want to really focus on that. I will say, a lot of people ask me, hey, you said this merger, you were going to be more efficient and save money. We have. Alan Tutterow, our CFO, has this schedule. He's tallied it all up. There's been $4 to $5 million in savings because of the merger. Now, I'm going to disappoint you. It hasn't reduced your fee, has it? But I'm proud to say almost all that money went to the workforce because they serve you day in, day out, and we can't do it without them. And so it's gone in the form of benefits to them. It's gone in the form of pay, all kinds of things for our workforce because this is a big challenge. The number of people out there to work, I don't care if you're senior living, manufacturing, what you're doing, it's getting harder and harder. So, and then we're doing other things other than just pay and benefits. We're doing things in the way of technology and so on. And I'm not saying a robot's going to be at your bedside if you're in nursing or whatnot, but maybe one day.
Not yet.
Yeah, but all right. And then the final one, and equally important, it's been important to the success of Contura to this point, is governance. If you don't have a good board in this field, ask Aldersgate. Something happened there, and I'm going to point to the board as one of the key things that crumbled when Aldersgate had problems. And then accountability. The board's going to hold management accountable to this whole plan, and they're going to hold themselves accountable. So that's important. All right. Other Contura happenings. All right, I'm going to move through these a little faster and you can ask questions. We have a new Vice President of Operations, Ben Stevens. He's formerly the Glen Eyre Executive Director. That was a promotion. Hank Lovern has not gone anywhere. We still have a COO, but Ben works with Hank. We have a Director of Clinical Services, and many of you may know her. We stole from River Landing, and she actually started Monday, and we had a nice welcome reception for her, but she's the healthcare administrator here. And you have a new replacement.
And
I think she's
here.
here.
Christina.
Yeah.
Stand up, Christina, real
Yeah.
quick. So she's our new healthcare administrator, y'all. Welcome her.
This, and I could have went deeper because I'm just thinking here, we also have Misty Ridenauer. She's the former executive director of Wellspring, who is in charge of our home and community-based services. My point for bringing this up here is with the merged Contura, we have a career ladder for people. I can't say that Megan would have left the organization, but she might have, but she had an opportunity for advancement. I can't say that Ben was going to leave the organization, but he might have, but he had an opportunity for advancement. And that's really important for the organization, is we're keeping the talent within. Okay, this just happened Monday. Fitch affirmed the Presbyterian Homes, Inc. obligated group at a B+ positive, with a B+. It was affirmed, our rating, with a positive outlook for the future. So again, independent party in New York, knows our business really well, took all this information that our CFO sent them, looked at it, we met with them for a couple hours, and they've come back and say the financial outlook for the obligated group is positive. So that's really an important thing. This also will be at our board meeting tomorrow. Thank you all for doing the resident engagement and satisfaction survey. We'll be sharing the results with the board, and soon after that, Tom and Lisa, I'm sure, will be sharing the River Landing results with you. Spoiler alert, I think they're very good. And so thank you. But I will say, we always look at ourselves very critically in there. There's some areas that we can work on, and that's why you do these sort of things.
Yep.
And you benchmark it against others, so I think it's really good.
Tim, just so everybody knows, August Churns show, we're going to be.
August Churns,
Yeah,
okay.
we'll be presenting that information.
Yeah, good. All right, just each of the communities. I mentioned we promoted Ben to Vice President of Operations, so we have a new executive director. His name's Michael Williams. He's from Virginia, and so glad to have Michael on board. It's been 2-3 months now, I think, that Michael's been on board. Scotia Village, Laurenburg, we're finishing up a $7 million renovation to their dining rooms. They have 2 of them. Marketing and admin spaces are to be completed by the end of August. So the residents there will be thankful for that. TVAB stands for the Village at Brookwood. We're really good at acronyms in this business, if you haven't figured that out by now. But we are planning 8 new cottages at the Village in Burlington. We're planning, the 8 new cottages are almost imminent. We have construction drawings, we're getting pricing and so on, and I think we'll have no problem selling them and so on. The planning for the 60 new apartments and common areas, as well as a wellness expansion there, we're just getting started on the planning for that at the Village. Wellspring, we're planning an expansion to the Aquatics and Fitness Center there. I should have mentioned there as well, I mentioned Misty Ridenauer, the former executive director, moved to the management service office as director of home and community-based services. Matt Beam, who had been at Friends Homes, is the new executive director. He's been there for a month or 2. All right, Wellspring Solutions, who knows what that is? That's the board members. I'm glad you raised your hand, Cookie and Tim. I didn't see many hands go up. Okay, so a lot of people don't know what we do here, and I would encourage you to learn more about this. But, you know, this is an area where, yes, we serve the top 5% in seniors, no doubt about it. This is an area we don't. These folks are not in the top 5%. They may be in the lower 5%. But we have a memory care center. Sometimes we refer to it as the Adult Center for Enrichment. It's a memory care center. It's in Greensboro on Henry Street. And we serve any day 40 to 50, 60 people that live at home, have dementia, and their families bring them there daily. And we have a 8 to 10 hour program daily. It's 5 days a week. And we have that. Connections is a respite program. We have a arrangement with 4 area churches, 3 in Greensboro, 1 in High Point, and 10 to 12 folks. Again, typically memory issues it's a adult daycare, and they're there from 4 to 6 hours daily, 5 days a week. We provide caregiver education. Also under Wellspring Solutions is home care. And so that we provide to our retirement communities, and we plan to offer it here, and we actually do have some folks here receiving home care through our Wellspring Solutions program. We serve about 250 residents on any given week. So it's a great program here. And I'm just going to say we're working on rebranding and everything. Some people in the home care area have said, well, it says Wellspring, so, you know, is that Wellspring retirement community? There's a lot of confusion in the market. We'll be talking about that at the board meeting tomorrow as well. So maybe a future update, I'll have some more information to share there. Other things we do. How many people have heard of PACE? Oh, good. Several hands went up there. So it stands for Program for All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly. Tim, that's another board he serves on. I serve with him on that board, but we own 54% of PACE, okay? So this is a little rough definition of PACE, but I have an insurance card in my pocket. It's Blue Cross, and they take care of any healthcare need I may have. I see my general practitioner, I use my Blue Cross card. If I had a cardiac event, I'd go to a cardiologist, use my Blue Cross. If I had a hospital, if I needed therapy, I use my insurance, right? Well, this is an insurance program for those that are dual eligibles for Medicare and Medicaid, okay? Medicare and Medicaid. The point is to provide comprehensive medical service for them, keep them out of long-term care, and keep them out of hospital. Because Medicare and Medicaid, the government would pay everything for them, and it's just keeping them well. You know, for all of us, our medical keeps us well, right? And so that's what the point of this program is. But it's a partnership. We have 54% ownership. Other partners are Cone Health, the hospital system, AuthoriCare, the hospice system, and then Lutheran Services of the Carolinas. And they do a lot of what we do as well as PACE. We have 2 locations in Greensboro and Winston, and we're looking at other locations that in adjacent counties. Okay? And then affordable housing, Capitol Towers and Milner Commons, and we serve about 450, we provide housing for 450 residents on any given day. And I'll stop there and see if there's any questions.
Tim, I think because it's been an hour and 10 minutes, if you have questions, why don't you come on up,
Afterwards,
because,
that'd be great.
Because I think I've seen some stomachs are starting to growl and everything else, so we'll...
That's fine.
So-
I'm standing in front of
But
some hummus
how about a big
here.
hand for Tim for coming out today and being a part of this?
Well, thanks. I'm good. I'm good.
And Cookie and Tim, thank you so much for being guests with us today. Thank you. I know we all feel great about having you two on the board for Contura, so thank you for that. And residents, we love you. Thank you for coming today.
Thank
Appreciate being
you.
part of it.